Hi, and welcome to The Guardian Way. Today's episode 135, actually closes out our mini-series on executive protection. Our co-producer, of course, for this entire series, with focus especially on this particular patch that we just did, Garrett Thomas, the founder of Guardian Protection Force. Hey, good morning, Garrett.
Good morning.
Well, Garrett, listen, let's take our audience through this kind of wrap up. And this one's kind of an important one because this really kind of drives to the heart of the value of executive protection. So why don't you walk our audience through some of the key factors around this whole thing about planning and intelligence?
Yeah, absolutely. Planning intelligence is a huge aspect of executive protection. A lot of people miss that. I always explain the difference between that bodyguard, hiring that, guy at the gym, biggest guy you could find, and an executive protection company is really the difference is in the planning and intelligence. So, how is that different? Well, conducting advanced site surveys and venue security assessments, that makes a big difference for you. If you look at recent events with different attacks on individuals, especially corporate executives, how do you stop that from happening in the first place? People always ask, what would you do? How would you stop that? The best way to stop that is not be there when that happens. Monitor real-time threats using intelligence and situational awareness. Coordinate seamlessly with local law enforcement and emergency responders. Prepare contingency plans for medical, security, and evacuation emergencies. Utilize technology, including surveillance, communications, and GPS tracking when appropriate. Maintain the highest standards of professionalism, discretion, and confidentiality. Again, that's really important. If you're an executive, you want confidentiality. You want professionalism. You don't want everybody to know who your executive protection is and why they're there.
No, that's perfect, Garrett. Well, I'm sure our audience picks up a lot of good information on that. And let's close this episode out. And why don't you close this out for us? But as we do, let's just refresh everybody's memory on all the great, the array of services that Guardian does provide.
Yeah. No fee site assessment for your first one. Workplace violence prevention, AI camera solutions, guard and patrol services, security operations plans and assessments, contentious termination services, and executive protection. Well, until next time, stay safe and we'll see you then.